Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So this is kind of fun. You and I have never, just the two of us, done one of these podcasts, have we?
No, we haven't. We've done lots of talking between the two of us, but we've never done it publicly.
Well, we've done it in public, but not to share with the public, I guess you're trying to say, right?
Right, right.
Okay, so Judy and I have talked about all different kinds of topics. And last week I got together with my sister Michelle and we talked about the fly lady and cleaning. And really what your great thing is, the thing that you really enjoy doing is creating House Beautiful. And so that's the name of this podcast, House Beautiful. And when I think of you and the things that you've taught me over the years about how to have a beautiful home, the first thing that comes to my mind is garbage, right?
Thank you.
Well, I mean, for instance, today we got together and I was helping you out. And one of the things that in living in a house for a long time, it's easy to accumulate stuff.
Right.
And it really, really, really feels good to purge, doesn't it?
It does. But it's hard to get rid of. You see new things, new items, and I love to go to antique stores or craft stores, and you find new things all the time, and they're cool and pretty, and so you bring them home, and I always can find a place for them, but eventually you start getting that heavy feeling. You look around and it's like it's too much, but it's very hard to get rid of the things. You usually don't buy things unless you really love them. So I stick them up in the attic, and
Forever. Oh, when did you
basically
get this?
then
Oh, I've had it forever.
and you think, I don't know what you think. I mean, I never get tired. I don't buy it unless I really like it, and then I'll find something that maybe would work a little bit better, but I can't get rid of the other thing, and that creates clutter. And we just spent a long time, and we're spending well, at least once a week purging or going through Christmas decorations. Now, Christmas decorations have been added to my attic for the last, well, probably 60 years. That's how long we've been married.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking through the very back of the attic, I'm finding things from the very beginning. And I look at them and they still mean a lot. But I can't get rid of them. And I'm not one of these people that enjoys the same thing every year. I get bored, and so I want to create different things. Now I'm looking and I see these other things from way back, and I go, "Oh, gee, that was really cool." But do I want to use it? Maybe
No,
not. And I
maybe
don't
not.
want to give it away
Definitely
either.
not. No, no. Michelle and I have been finding boxes in the back of the attic. And yeah, back in the day, back in the 70s, these were beautiful items like the pine cone wreath. The pine cone wreath had clusters of those plastic grapes that were really popular in decorating items back in the day. And it also had clusters of nuts and it had some bells that were hanging down that were in like aqua blue, pumpkin orange, and mustard yellow. I wonder
I
what era
wonder,
these are from. And now,
I wonder if the blue was actually supposed to be green.
probably,
Think of the
probably,
colors. Think of the
because it would have
color.
been avocado green.
Right.
Yes. Well,
Because I
now
look,
it had discolored to an aqua blue, and the pine cones were disintegrated. I mean, you looked at them and they disintegrated. And I mean, this sounds awful. The the
um, maybe you
the
shouldn't go into it.
the grapes were all gummy. I mean, and just ugh. And then the nuts, well, it was just the husks of the nuts were left because mice had eaten out the nuts. And so it's just shells of nuts. I mean, like pecans and walnuts and things like that I think you had actually drilled through them and wired them onto the wreath. So needless to say, it doesn't matter what great memories you have of these things. Sometimes it's good to have other people come to your house and help you with your purging process.
Well, it also helps to have really good storage. Now, your father built wonderful storage for Michelle, but she's got a huge basement
Mm-hmm.
and beautiful, beautiful storage that I'd kill for. My storage is up in an attic where you have to pull down the stairway, and he
Yeah.
did finish the floor, and it's finished, but you have to crawl around, and it's not
Not
easy.
easy. Not
No.
easy at all. No. Mm-mm. Yeah.
So that
So
creates a
having us
problem.
come over there, we have been helping you purge. Specifically, we've been focusing on those Christmas decorations right now.
Right.
And I think maybe one of the things for House Beautiful for point one is don't rely just on yourself. Yes, you can find wonderful things over the years that you love, but if you are the kind of person that has a hard time letting go of things, ask for help or allow people to help you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And
It's
I think
hard.
that, and I think one of the things that's been making that more successful for us is that my sister, Michelle, and I go over each Monday and we're just there for a short amount of time. We're just there for a little over an hour.
Mhm.
And so between that hour each week, you're able to go in there and do some putzing around and looking at the stuff and organizing and playing around and to the best of your ability. But we're not killing ourselves and we're not overwhelming you with like we're coming over next weekend and we are going to clean out and purge your attic. You know, you've seen those shows where it's a hoarder. I mean, this is an extreme where the family comes over and the hoarder gets absolutely overwhelmed and frustrated because everything is going. And like you said, there are some things that you've had for 60 years
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
you have got beautiful, wonderful memories of that you need maybe a little time to say, yes, I'm going to let this go. Right?
And yeah, that's really hard. Your son, one of your sons, Caden, and I, a year ago, spent a good weekend up in the attic, and we organized everything, and we got rid of so much stuff,
Mm-hmm,
but we didn't touch the Christmas stuff.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so that's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
I have it all divided according to seasons because we have a large house, and I like to decorate for the for the
Mm-hmm,
holidays, and you need stuff to do that with.
yeah.
And unfortunately, you go in the stores and there's always new stuff, and it's like, oh, that's cool. But then you
Now,
don't
do you
get
want to tell the one thing that Michelle and I have said to you that you may never, ever, ever buy again?
lights.
Lights. We have found boxes and boxes of not only used lights, but many unused lights.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're in the stores right around Christmas and you think, oh my gosh, because of the way it's stored, you're not aware that you have all those lights and you assume, oh, if something burns
I
out,
like
I'm not
going
going to
grocery
be
shopping without a list. Oh, I should probably pick this up because I might not have it for this recipe, right?
Mhm. Right,
Yeah,
right. Yes.
yeah. You never need to worry about running out of lights.
I don't
Never.
maybe the right lights I won't have, everything's gonna look really dumb.
I don't think you need to worry about that, Mom. Don't think so at all.
I
So
think
I
everybody's
think,
gonna come to my house and get lights, and I won't have any lights.
give me a break. No, you don't need to worry about that. So the first thing I want to say is, I'm very proud of you and proud of us that we're just working on this in small bites. Hey, Dad.
Right. Hey,
Hey.
hey. We're on it.
So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is in making house beautiful, something that you've taught me over the years is always utilize the change of the seasons to motivate you,
Right,
especially that time after Christmas, like right around now, Valentine's to St. Patrick's Day, especially, summer is going to be coming. You've
right,
heard of spring house cleaning, but you really kind of do it like end of winter, right? Because
right,
once spring hits, you really want to start getting out in the garden and start playing around in the yard.
right, right. So now is the time to really hit it. And that sometimes that you get kind of lazy, but all of a sudden the end of March hits you and you go, oh my gosh, I have no time, you know?
Right. Yes. So you know by the end of March, you've got to have some things done in the house because you're not going to be, I mean, next year is going to roll. I mean, you're going to be outside. Here in Wisconsin, we really enjoy and utilize the seasons.
Right,
We like
right.
our seasons. We like the spring, that anticipation of summer. We love the long fall and the winter. Yeah, it can get kind of long, but really the last part of this winter you need to get your shit done in the house
Well,
because it's going to be a
winter
while
really does,
until you feel like it again.
winter goes rather fast in reality if you've got things like that planned, you know.
Mhm,
All of a sudden it's, yeah, if you've got big major things planned, you run out of time real fast.
mhm, mhm.
You
Yeah.
just have to be disciplined, which is not a priority.
Yeah, let's get disciplined. Oh, good grief. No, the seasons. I think you recognize that, we have a very short window here. We only have a couple more weeks, and you're going to be want to be outside. You've
Right.
got some major damage outside, like in the backyard from the dogs. I was watching Ivy run circles around the yard going, oh boy, it's
I'll
a
have
mess
pets.
back there. It's starting to get a little soggy and
Mhm. Yeah, and they've got paths where they run and there's no grass there anymore. And yeah, that's going to be interesting.
it is definitely going to be interesting. Very
Yeah,
definitely. So but wait. So we're not talking about yard beautiful. We're talking about house beautiful.
right, exactly.
So the
I
other
think
thing that you've taught me over the years, getting rid of your garbage is definitely a big one. Doing that in small bites. Utilizing the weather, change change of the weather to give
season.
yourself some motivation. And the last thing is you are the queen of this. Really work with what you got.
Right,
What do you
right.
think I mean by that?
Well, if you go to all the TV programs on HGTV and things like that, I mean, they make beautiful changes. Although right now I'm feeling everything looks the same because it's all white or light gray walls and everything. It's beautiful, but everybody's the same.
Now,
They're
looking at you and me, I'm in the only room of my house that has white walls, the only room, and that is not forever. You, on the other hand, you can see some beautiful terracotta colored or salmon colored walls behind you. So you are like the queen of like white woodwork and colorful
right.
walls. Yeah.
Well, and if your woodwork is not pretty woodwork, if I had beautiful woodwork, I probably wouldn't paint it unless it was there used to be woodwork that, like in the office I worked in, they actually had plaster woodwork, which was beautiful, different designs and stuff like that. That was built for
That was
painting.
molding. That wasn't woodwork,
Well, no,
was
it
it?
was, yeah, it was woodwork also. I mean, not
Okay.
just woodwork. It went around the doors and things, but it was made to paint.
Huh.
Where where
Okay.
beautiful wood should not, I don't think, be painted in a house built in the 60s, like mine is. There's not pretty woodwork, so have fun with it and paint it. And I, of course, love a whole white house, and but I can't deviate from color. And I
You
love
know,
color.
I'm the same way. I love magazines when it has that light, bright, the white and the black and with a pop of color here or there, or all neutrals. It looks so clean and fresh. And
Mhm.
I have never, ever been able to, and it feels like an apartment to me. I mean, it just feels like it doesn't feel like me.
Well, and I think too is a lot of times you're dealing with houses that they make having interesting features in the room. Not all houses have interesting features, so you have to make your own interest. And sometimes that has to be with color. And
Hmm, hmm.
you just can't um, like I'll say, like in the 60s, you do not have beautiful woodwork and you don't have little niches in the walls for your faces, and you don't have all those extra little things. It seemed they did everything very for our use for everything.
Simple. Hmm.
Yeah. And so I have found I have to create my own interest. And, that's where I believe the color comes in. If I did everything white, I think it'd be pretty boring. Although I have made some interest, I have a molding and crown molding and tin ceilings, but that was that was my husband. We did that, and it was not here to start with.
Yeah.
So yeah, to have what you have, and on TV they knocked out, I mean,
They go in a remodel and they, as you've always said, they're not realistic. They have a $50,000 budget. It's like, whoa.
well, they have
Not our reality. Yeah.
that's even low. I mean, who has a house that they can put $150,000 in, and they change all the rooms around, and all outside and all the landscaping. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
don't see that
yeah.
happening here. It'd be nice. But, so yeah, I'd like to see a show where they had a plain, normal house, and
Mhm.
they would work with what they've got and
And
just
they didn't tear down walls where they
right, right.
used a can of paint and clean things up.
Mhm. And like I said, if they wanna add a tin ceiling or car siding, that's great, but work with what the foundation, the basics, the to work with that and then to add to it to me.
Mhm.
And I think color is so super important to work with the right colors. I feel I decorate with like on my main floor, all my colors complement one another. I feel, so I feel, I feel like in
No,
bed.
you've always had like um, you've had that salmon color,
Mhm.
kind of a dusty blue and burgundy, right? Those have kind
Mm.
of been your main
No,
colors.
not burgundy.
Well, you've
I've
got the
got
burgundy in the living room and in the rugs.
well, but that's a very secondary color.
Yeah.
I can bring it
What would
in.
you say your main colors are?
A deep blue, deep dusty blue,
Yes, I
ter-
said
ter-
that.
terracotta and
The tear.
ivory.
Okay. Where the burgundy is like I said, kind of an accent.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah. And then what you've done on your main floor is each of your rooms have taken those colors and kind of highlighted a different color, right?
mhm, right,
Like the kitchen is more focusing on the blue, and
right,
the dining room that you're in right there is more of the ivory and the terracotta.
right,
And your living room, the third room on that floor, is all the colors.
right. Yeah,
Kind of revolves around that pattern in the wingback chair that you have. That
right,
has all the colors. It's the one item in the room that and the couple of runners that have all of the colors, right?
right, right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
And I've
but
done the same thing. I've always worked with a deep green, um, gold, and a red, a deep like a brick red.
right. But the bedrooms are a whole nother issue. They're not on my main floor here, and perhaps I would think differently if they were all on the same floor. But I think each bedroom you can have fun with it in all different colors, and I've certainly done that with the bedrooms. They're totally in different colors. I've
Mm-hmm.
got one bedroom that's it's white, the deep blue, and yellow,
Mm-hmm.
and my bedroom is ivory and white and burgundy
Right?
and green, I should say. The carpet is, it's kind of a teal green,
Mm-hmm.
and, your old bedroom is black.
Black with the pink and green that it always used to be. Yeah.
And with white woodwork, and
Yeah.
the bathroom is burgundy and,
Kind of a
kind of
taupey gray or taupey tan.
in
Hmm.
a celery green. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I've got the laundry room, I've got that in blue and green and white,
Hmm.
so I've had fun with
So
my
each room upstairs has got its own personality. Yeah.
right, right. And, so that's and our family room is, oh, the family room
Down in the
is,
basement. Hmm.
yeah, it's kind of, it's a rust colored down carpet that I've got downstairs, but in wood tones, and it's to be a
Rustic.
hunting
Mhm.
rustic. Yeah,
Kind of an
yeah,
outdoorsy theme.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
kind of went with a theme down there.
Right.
So yeah, I guess most people would say your house has a continuity to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's how I feel comfortable. Every once in a while, I try to think of like I have white cupboards, and maybe I should reverse it and put white white walls with blue cupboards.
Ooh,
You know,
yeah.
I think about that.
Oh, but that's one thing that I think you kind of, shall we say, painted yourself into a corner. You've got wallpaper in the kitchen.
Right.
And
So
once you've got wallpaper somewhere, you're pretty much stuck with wallpaper there, aren't you?
no, you
And
can
you don't
take.
want to deal with taking off wallpaper paste. Ugh.
um, so that's a thought that runs through my head every once in a while. Otherwise, the cupboards do need to be redone, and that is one of my winter projects, which is not started yet.
Maybe next winter's project.
Gone on a few winters here, and this is one I really feel I would like to do it, but we'll see. Maybe I do a door one week and another door another week.
You know, and you've always been the queen of that, where you just kind of, once again, you really small bites. You know, you methodically work through something and you get her done.
Yeah, I get driven. It's fun, and I love the end result. So
Yeah,
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 that's the driving force.
exactly. This house beautiful. I don't know. It's always been something, it's been a real priority for you to
Mhm.
make a house that feels and looks good.
I enjoy that. It's like I said, I enjoy the end result, and I also like all different things. I'm not stuck in any one period. And
Hmm. Hmm.
I sometimes think it would be really fun to say have an apartment and just go to Goodwill and St. Vinny's and pick up all fun stuff and redo it, and I think
Well,
that
there
would
was
be
a place in Madison that I went to. It had great soup and sandwiches. It was called Lazy Jane's. I don't think it's there anymore. And basically, that's what it was. It was all mismatched everything. And
mhm,
it was the funnest, quaintest, neatest little restaurant. And had such a great vibe to it. And I
mhm,
think that's what you're speaking to. You're saying, play with what you love, bring in color. Don't be afraid of that.
no,
Decide that you know people would look at the color that you've got in your walls there and go, "Oh my God, that's so orange," or "That's so pink," depending upon what light you're in. And you just decided that's my color.
right, right. I
That's all
actually
there
had a
is to it.
actually had a couple pillows on my couch, and I absolutely love that color. And I also had a couple dried flowers that were that color, and I thought I really like that color. And at first I was just going to do one wall. That would be the
Yep.
safe way. But I just kept going, and I would love it would be really fun if you could have a switch. And there's sometimes like in the summer where this is a very warm color, where
Hmm.
in the summer you feel like, oh, maybe it'd be good if it were just a light ivory, that you could make a switch and everything would be, different colors. It'd be fun to do that, wouldn't it?
Hmm. Hmm.
Doesn't
It
work
would
that
be.
way.
It doesn't work that way though. No.
Oh,
Oh, good grief, Mom. We are going to wrap things up here.
okay.
House beautiful. You're the queen. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Love you. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay.